All right, day 12, 36 through 39. Let's get after it.
This is the account of the family line of Esau, that is, Edom. Esau took his wives from the women of Canaan, Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Oholibamah, daughter of Anah, and granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite. Also Basemath, daughter of Ishmael, and sister of Nebaioth. Adah born Eliphaz to Esau. Basemath bore Reuel. And Oholibamah bore Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. These were the sons of Esau, who were born to him in Canaan. Esau took his wives and sons and daughters, and all the members of his household, as well as his livestock and all his other animals.
We kind of followed the story of Jacob,
in Canaan, and moved
Israel,
to a land some distance
one son,
from his brother Jacob.
And now we're seeing what happened to the other son, Esau.
Their possessions were too great for them to remain together. The land where they were staying could not support them both because of their livestock.
Same thing that happened
Esau,
with
that is
Abraham
Edom,
and Lot.
Settled in the hill country of Seir. This is the account of the family line of Esau, the tree of Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife, Adah, and Reuel, the son of Esau's wife,
we're seeing what happened to Esau.
The sons of Eliphaz
are red,
Tamar,
and they call them Edom.
Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz.
So we get to see
Esau's
his
son Eliphaz
side of the story, was going on with him.
a concubine named Timnah, who bore him Amalek. These were grandsons of Esau's wife, Adah. The sons of Reuel, Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. These were grandsons of Esau's wife, Basemath. The sons of Esau's wife, Oholibamah, daughter of Anah and granddaughter of Zibeon, whom she bore to Esau: Jeush, Jalam, and Korah.
That's a name right there, Oholibamah.
These were the chiefs among Esau's descendants. The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau: chiefs Taman, Omar, Zepho, Kenaz. Korah, Gatam, and Amalek. These were the chiefs descended from Eliphaz in Edom. They were grandsons of Adah. The sons of Esau's son Reuel: chiefs Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. These were the chiefs descended from Reuel in Edom. They were grandsons of Esau's wife Basemath. The sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah: chiefs Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. These were the chiefs descended from Esau's wife Oholibamah, daughter of Anah. These were the sons of Esau, that is Edom, and these were their chiefs. These were the sons of Seir the Horite, who were living in the region: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah.
Don't tune out just because they're going through all of these names.
Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. These sons of Seir in Edom were Horite chiefs. The sons of Lotan: Hori and Homam. Timnah was Lotan's sister.
He needed
The
some
sons of
SPF
Shobal:
50
Alvan, Manahath, Ebal,
for his
Shepho,
low
and
tan.
Onam. The sons of Zibeon: Aya and Anah. This is the Anah who discovered the hot springs in the desert while he was grazing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. The children of Anah: Dishon and Oholibamah, daughter of Anah. The sons of Dishon: Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran, and Keran.
That might be my new word,
The sons of
Oholibamah.
Ezer: Bilhan, Zavan, and Akan. The sons of Dishon: Uz and Aran. These were the Horite chiefs: Lotan, Shobal,
Remember the
Zibeon,
land of Uz?
Anah, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. These were the Horite chiefs, according to their divisions, in the land of Seir. In Edom, before any Israelite king reigned. Bela, son of Beor, became king of Edom. His city was named Dinhabah. Jobab, son of Zerah from Bozrah, succeeded him as king. When Jobab died, Husham from the land of the Temanites succeeded him as king. When Husham died,
just leave that right
son
there.
of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the country of Moab, succeeded him as king. His city was named Avith. When Hadad died, Samlah from Masrekah
Now, if your name is
succeeded him as
Jobab,
king.
no offense. It's a
When
good name.
Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the river succeeded him as king. Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, succeeded him as king. When Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, died, Hadad succeeded him as king. His city was named Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, the daughter of Me-Zahab. These were the chiefs descended from Esau, by name, according to their clans and regions: Timnah, Alva, Jetheth, Oholibama, Elah, Pinon, Kenaz, Taman, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Eram. These were the chiefs of Edom, according to their settlements in the land they occupied.
Mibzar.
This is the family line of Esau, the father of the
Just
Edomites.
Whatever your name
Jacob
is.
lived in the land where
Thank you,
his
parents.
father had stayed, the land of Canaan.
Once again, if your name is Mibzar,
This is the
no
account
disrespect.
of Jacob's family line. Joseph, a young man of 17, was tending the flocks with his brothers, the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought their father a bad report about
So now
them.
we're back on Jacob.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been
AKA
born to
he's
him in his
snitching.
old age, and he made an ornate robe for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them, they hated him and could not speak a kind word to him. Joseph had a dream, and when he told it
parents
to his
don't
brothers,
love one kid more
they
than the
hated
other.
him all the more.
They know. But it's
He said
very
to them,
evident.
"Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it." His
Yeah,
brothers
telling your
said to
parents
him,
that their sheaves
"Do
are
you
bowing down to
intend
yours,
reign over
even
us?
if that
Will
was
you
your
actually
dream.
rule us?" And they hated him
Not sure
all
if
the
it's
more
wise.
because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream, and he told it to his brothers. "Listen," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun and moon and 11 stars were bowing
Don't know how
down
wise
to
he
me."
is.
When he told his father as well as his
Brothers
brothers,
already
his father
angry with him because he
rebuked
says that
him
their
and
sheaves are
said,
going to bow down to
"What is
him,
this
but
dream you had? Will your mother
keeps
and
talking.
I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you?" His brothers were jealous of him.
so now
but
he's
his
just like,
father
now even the
kept
parent,
matter
the
in
dad
mind.
who loved him is even kind of ticked off. Like,
Now his
now
brothers
you're
had gone
saying,
to graze their
I'm going
father's
to
flocks near
bow down to you,
Shechem.
me and your mother, your parents are bowing down to you too?
Israel said to Joseph,
You
"As you know, your brothers are grazing the flocks near
you're
Shechem.
going a little too far.
Come, I am going to send you to them." "Very well," he replied. So he said to him, Go and see if all is well with your brothers and with the flocks, and bring word back to
Bad
me."
things are about to happen.
Then he sent him off from the
Not
valley
looking
of
good.
Hebron. When Joseph arrived at
Not
Shechem,
looking good.
a man found him wandering around in the fields and asked him, "What are you looking for?" He replied, "I'm looking for my brothers. Can you tell me where they are grazing their flocks?" "They have moved on from here," the man answered. "I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went after his brothers and found them near Dothan. But they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. "Here comes that dreamer."
So they're
they
jealous
said
that
to
dad
each
is
other.
making his brother coats of many colors. He's getting him Burberry
"Come
shoes.
now, let's
and,
kill him and throw him into one of these
all his
cisterns
name
and say
brand.
that a ferocious
And
animal
I mean,
devoured
he's
him.
making it, but it's
Then we'll
like
see
he
what
has
comes
this
of his
nice stuff.
dreams."
And on top of
When
his
Reuben
daddy
heard
loving him
this,
more,
he tried to
he's
rescue
having
him
dreams
from
that
their
they'll all
hands.
serve him.
"Let's not take his life," he said.
So now the brothers want to kill him.
"Don't shed any blood. Throw him into this cistern here in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him." Reuben said this to rescue him from them and take him back to his father. So when Joseph came to his brothers,
So Reuben saved
they
his life. They're
stripped
trying to
of
kill
his
him. He's like,
robe
nah, we'll
and
just
the
throw him in a
ornate
pit. We're
robe
not
he
going to
was
kill him.
wearing. And they took him and threw him into the cistern. The cistern was empty. There was no water in it. As they sat down to eat their meal, they looked up and saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh, and they were on their way to take them down to Egypt. Judah said to his brothers, "What will we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him. After all, he is our brother, our own flesh and blood." His brothers agreed. So when the Midianite merchants came by, his brothers pulled Joseph up out of the cistern and sold him for 20 shekels of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took him to Egypt. When Reuben returned to the
He sold him
cistern
to
and saw that
Ishmaelites.
Joseph
You know,
was
that's
not
his
there,
family.
he
That's
tore his clothes.
great uncle, right?
He went back to his brothers and said, "The boy isn't there. Where can I turn now?" Then they got Joseph's robe, slaughtered a goat, and dipped the robe in the blood. They took the ornate robe back to their father and said, "We found this. Examine it to see whether it is your son's robe."
So Reuben saved him by putting him in the well, and then Judah was like, let's sell
"This is
him.
my son's robe. Some ferocious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his clothes,
Not good.
put on sackcloth, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters
they're
came to comfort him,
Saying that
but he refused to be comforted.
he was ripped to pieces
"No," he said,
when they really sold
"I
him
will
into
continue to
slavery.
mourn until I join my son in the grave." So his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard.
To one of Jacob's sons sold another one of his sons into slavery. They probably had different mamas.
At that
Well, I
time,
know they did,
Judah left
'cause,
his brothers and went down to stay with a man
Joseph
of
only
Adullam
biological
named
brother
Hira.
was Benjamin. The only one that was his biological
There,
brother by
Judah
Rachel.
met the daughter of a Canaanite
So the rest of them are
man
all brothers
named
because, you know,
Shua.
Joseph is their daddy
He
or
married
Jacob's their
her
dad.
and made love to her.
But they would have probably lived in different tents
She became
growing up.
pregnant and gave birth to a son
tents with their
who was
mothers.
named She conceived again and gave birth to a son and named him Onan. She gave birth to still another son and named him Shelah. It was at Kezib that she gave birth to him. Judah got a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn,
now Judah's marrying
was wicked in
Canaanites.
the Lord's sight.
Same
So the Lord put him to
kind
death.
of mistake. Look,
Then Judah said to Onan,
Judas'
"Sleep with
firstborn
your
was
brother's
wicked.
wife
God killed
and
him.
fulfill your duty to her as a brother-in-law
It's
to
crazy.
raise up offspring for your brother." But Onan knew that the child would not be his. So whenever he slept with his brother's wife, he
The
spilled
same
his semen
mistake
on the
that
ground
you're going to see
keep
Samson
from
make. Same
providing
mistake
offspring for his brother.
that
What he did was wicked in the Lord's sight.
Esau made.
So the Lord put
That's what
him
these
to
Canaanite
death
women.
Also. Judah then said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Live as a
So back
widow
then,
in your
if
father's household
a brother
until your
died
son Shelah grows up."
and
For he thought,
didn't have any
"He
male
may die
heirs,
too,
one of the
just
brothers
like his
was
brothers."
required to sleep
So
with
Tamar
the
went
dead
to
brother's
live in her
wife
father's household.
so that she could have a male son to carry on the brother's
After a long
name.
time,
So
Judah's
that boy
wife,
born
the
to the
daughter of
brother's dead
Shua,
brother's wife
died.
would be
When Judah
basically
had recovered from his
raised
grief,
as if it
he
was
went
the
up to
biological
Timnah, to the men who were
dead
shearing
brother's
his sheep,
child, and would
his friend
inherit all of the
Hira,
land that he would
Edomite,
inherit,
went with
run a
him.
house that he had, the whole nine.
When Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law,"
So that's why it was so tragic
to
when
to shear
the brother
his
slept
sheep,
with her, but then didn't.
she took
inseminate
off her widow's
her.
clothes, covered
You know,
herself
he
with a veil
stopped
to
short of doing
disguise
that
herself,
so that
and
she
then
couldn't get
sat
pregnant,
down
so
at the
that
entrance to Enaim,
she wouldn't have a
which is on the
son
road
to inherit
Timnah.
the
For she
land.
saw that
It was considered
although
wicked, and
Shelah
God
had
killed
not
him for it.
grown up, she had not been given to him as his wife. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. Not realizing that she was his daughter-in-law, he went over to her by
But
the
the wife is
roadside
smart.
and said, "Come now, let me sleep with you." "And what will you give me to sleep with you?" she asked.
Now she has to have a male son by someone in the family, or she loses all the
Will you give me something as a
inheritance
pledge until you send
because
it?"
her husband is
she
dead,
asked.
and you had to be a man to inherit it. So she's
He
being
said,
slick.
"What
She's
pledge
pretending
should I
to be a
give you?"
prostitute.
"Your seal and its
So that
cord and the staff
A
in
man
your
in the
hand,"
family
she
sleeps with her, and she can get pregnant
So
with
he
the
gave
male
them to
heir
her and slept with her
to
and she
inherit
became pregnant by him.
the promise that was guaranteed to him.
After she left,
And
she
her
took
by
off her
proxy of
veil
being his
and
wife.
put on her widow's clothes again. Meanwhile, Judah sent the young goat by his friend the Edomite woman, but he hated her. He asked the men who lived there, "Where is the shrine prostitute who was beside the
So
road at Enaim?"
Judah don't know that the
"There
woman
hasn't
is his
been any shrine
daughter-in-law
prostitute here," they said.
that he slept with.
So he went
And he
back
gave
to
him,
Judah and
gave her
said,
his ring,
"I
saying, "Hey
didn't
man, I'm gonna
find
send you
her.
back a goat,
Besides, the
which
men
is
who
a
lived
you
there
know
said,
a high
there
price,
hasn't been any shrine
to send you back a
prostitute
goat
here.
in
Then
order for
Judah
my ring
said,
or staff."
Let her keep what she has,
Uh,
or we will become a laughing stock. After all, I did send her
But
this young goat.
That's her
but you
proof
didn't find
that
her."
she's not an adulterer or a harlot.
About 3 months later,
But
Judah
it's,
was told, "Your
but she slept with
daughter-in-law
one of her
Tamar is
in-laws,
guilty of
male in-laws, which is
prostitution,
by law
and as
what
a
she's supposed to do.
result, She is now pregnant." Judah said, "Bring her out and have her burned to death." As she was being brought out, she sent a message to her father-in-law.
So now
"I
they
am
think
pregnant by the man who
she's a
owns
prostitute.
these," she said. And she
they want to
added,
burn to death.
"See if you recognize whose seal and cord and staff these are." Judah recognized them and said, "She is more righteous than I, since I wouldn't give her to my son Shelah." And he did not sleep with her again. When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. As she was giving birth, one of them put out his hand. So
That's
the
not
midwife
graphic.
took a scarlet thread and tied it on his wrist and said, This one came out first. But when he drew back his hand, his brother came out, and she said, "This is," and he was named Perez. Then his brother, who had the scarlet thread on his wrist, came out, and he was named Zerah. Now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of the Pharaoh's officials, the captain of the guard, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph, so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him,
So while
and
Judah's
that the Lord gave him
off
success in
having
everything he
babies
did,
with his daughter-in-law, remember
Joseph found
his
favor
brother,
in
they
his
sold him
eyes
years
and
ago into
became his
slavery.
attendant.
So
Potiphar
Joseph's been
put him in
living
charge of his
as a
household,
slave.
and he
The
entrusted
world is
to his
going on.
care
Judah's having
everything he
babies. Everybody else
owned.
having babies. You got
From the
Levi
time he
and,
put him in
and,
charge
and
of his
everybody else,
household and of
Benjamin,
all that he owned,
all of the
Lord
other
blessed
11
the household
brothers
of the
living their
Egyptian
lives. And
because of
now
Joseph.
Joseph is in
The blessing of the Lord was on everything
Egypt.
Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. Now Joseph was well built and handsome. And after a while, his master's wife
He's saying
took
with
notice
Joseph
of
in charge,
and said,
only thing that man worried about
"Come
was
to
the
bed with
food he
me."
was going to eat. He didn't worry about the house. He didn't
But
worry
he
about the money,
refused.
bills,
"With me in
servants.
charge," he told
Joseph
her,
did it
"my
all.
master does not concern himself with anything in the
Joseph
house.
was so much the
Everything
man
he owns, he has entrusted
that
to my
Potiphar's
care."
wife was like, let me sleep with Joseph then, if he the one running everything. Joseph's like, no, I'm not going to sleep with you.
"Nothing
You're
from
my
me
master's
except
wife.
you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. One day he went into the house to attend to his duties, and none of the household servants was inside. She caught him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand and had run out of the house, she called her household servants. "Look," she said to them, "this Hebrew has been brought to us maimed." When he heard me scream for
Yeah, she's
help,
lying.
he left his cloak beside me
She
and
tried to
ran
sleep
out
with
of the
him.
house.
He didn't want to sleep with her. And now she
kept
lying
his
on
cloak
him.
beside her until his master
My
came
mother
home.
used to not let me say lie. She's fibbing.
Then she told him this story.
And she's probably afraid that
That
Joseph
Hebrew
is going to
slave
tell
you
the
brought
master
us
that,
came to
hey,
me
your
to
wife
make
is trying to
sport of
mess with
me.
me. And so the wife's trying to beat him to
But
the
as
punch.
soon as I screamed for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house. When his master heard the story his wife
Now, this is a
told him,
murderable
saying,
offense back
"This
then.
is how your slave treated me," he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord
So he
was
doesn't
with
kill him, but he puts him in
He showed him
prison,
kindness
which was
and
either the
granted him
favor of the
favor
Lord
in the
or
eyes of the
there was a
prison
tiny
warden.
bit of doubt in Potiphar's own mind.
So the warden
But
put Joseph in charge of all those held in the prison,
either way,
and he was made
it's part of
responsible
God's
for
plan.
all that was done there.
Romans says
The
everything will
warden
work
paid
out for
no
your
attention
good.
to
You do the
anything
right
under
thing. Joseph was
Joseph's
doing the right
care,
thing. He's
because
an
the
honorable
Lord
man.
was with Joseph.
He didn't
and
deserve
gave him
that.
success
And
in
God
whatever
still
he
blessed him.
did.
So now Joseph
Sometime
running the
later,
prisons.
the cupbearer and the
God,
baker
when God
of
is
the
with
king
you,
of
you can't
Egypt
lose.
offended their master, the king of Egypt.
All right, that's it. I'm all into it now. I'm like, man, this is good. All right, so this was, you see Judah's storyline with Tamar and dying because he's a wicked man. And then his brother was supposed to sleep with his wife and did wrong, and then he died. And Tamar was clever and got Judah to sleep with her to give her the sons, and then she ended up having twins. And God blessed her. God will take care of you. God took care of Tamar. Joseph went from going to be murdered to a pit to a slave to the head of Potiphar's house to the prison. So he went from the favorite son to a lowly slave, the opposite of a cherished son. And then from a lowly slave to the head slave, and then to a lowly prison to running the prison. So when God is with you, people can't destroy you or take advantage of you. Same thing happened. We saw that's what happened with, Jacob. Laban kept taking advantage of him, but he ended up leaving with not one wife, but two wives, and he probably would have preferred to leave with one wife. But he left with two wives, double the blessing, and a bunch of children and a ton of money. And God was with him, and one of his children, Judah, is doing well. All of his children are doing well. And even Joseph, who's in prison, we're going to see that he's going to turn out well. But anyway, bless you. It's good spending this time with you. Make sure you read these chapters on your own, either before you watch these videos, this commentary, or after you watch the commentary. And make sure you post in the group. All right. God bless you. Make sure you post in the group. That is part of it. Share what you learned in the group and comment on what other people's learned. This is the community. Find wherever the group is. Be a part of the community. Bless you.